So, Michael, welcome to the pod.
Thanks, James. I'm so happy to be here.
Wow, you sound very genuine and authentic.
Oh, I
This is
sure
great.
am.
We've been friends for a long time, obviously. I've known you since I was a kid, but especially lately, bro, since I moved back to Provo, we've been able to hang out a lot more. We go to the RSL games. We play tons of video games. What do you think your favorite video game is right now? I know you play a lot more than me.
Right now, I've been playing a lot of Rocket League with you, but
Rocket League, dude. I love Rocket
that's
League.
so fun.
We have a couple good bits going on in Rocket League. So for those of you who don't know, it's like car soccer, right? And they have quick chats. And so Michael's far superior than me. And so one of our bits is that I will just like make fun of him as my teammate in the chat. I'm like, wow, nice shot. Wow, what a save. Like, holy cow. And Michael will play along and say, my bad, my bad. Even though he'll have 4 goals and I'll have 0. We haven't had enough people bite on that one. But we did have these one people who were like, what are you talking about? He's carrying you. That's a good bit. Also, we'll try to gas each other up. So one of us will say, like, if I score a goal, I'll say, nice shot.
We'll gas ourselves up.
What's that?
Not each other.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. We gas ourselves up. Exactly. So maybe I score a goal that Michael passed to me. I'll say, nice shot, like to myself. And Michael says, no way, great pass. I'll say, no way, nice shot. No way, great pass. And it kind of goes back and forth. But I'm getting better, bro. Thanks to Michael. I'm like low diamond. I'm doing pretty well.
On the come up.
What's the highest rank you've gotten in Rocket League?
Diamond 3, Division 4. I've been one game outside of champ like so many times.
I was gonna say that's right outside.
It sucks. So I've never been in champ except for tournament rank. I've been champ.
Have you won a champ tournament before?
Yeah.
Really?
I told you about that. I got carried pretty hard.
Was it with like your brother? Or?
No, it was just like some randoms. That was like a few weeks ago. No, yeah, like the first few games I did pretty well. The finals and I'd say semifinals too, I was like, it was way out of my league. But overall, I like kind of held my own.
Was it threes?
It was threes,
So
yeah.
2 randos.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess when you're at that level, you don't need that. But for me,
I don't know, I feel like it's more important at that level.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like it's so rare to see like random teams win a tournament. So it was kind of crazy.
So you hold a couple world records, I know, in some games. I can think of at least 2, but there might be more. What are all like the world records?
Well, Lethal Company, that was a former world record.
Lethal Company, it's been beat, your record?
Yeah, it has been beat. Yeah, well, like, I haven't checked it in like a month, but for a while it was the record. There was like one unofficial run that was like way better.
Right.
And then they like switched up the leaderboards, like kind of switched up the rules and like the verifiers. So that one's on top now. And then there were 2 other runs that I was above, but they changed the criteria. And so those runs moved above mine as well. So it's 4th, but...
So you held the world record for a while.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while, but...
Right.
So there might be other runs above mine too, but it's been a while since I checked.
So an honor to have a person of Utah in this state representing us with your Lethal Company expertise.
That was like the most popular video game in the world at one point. So
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
I had never heard of it till you told me about it, but I had mentioned it to some of my friends. Like, I've been playing Lethal Company, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It was huge for a while. I guess it might not have ever been at the top, but it was definitely like top 5 at least. And it's still pretty popular.
Love that, dude. Okay, so Lethal Company, what else do you hold world records in, or at least held at one point?
Well, we got all those N++ world records.
N++, bro. That's also one of the most popular games in the world, right?
Oh, for sure. Huge game. Everyone knows N++.
I don't even know if anybody out there that will listen to this knows what that game is, but it was a computer game that we played in high school at school.
Yeah, so it's like based on like N, and then there was an N+, there was an N game, an N game 2. There were a few like predecessors for it, I guess, and they were like fairly popular in the Flash game era. I don't know how many people still remember those, but those are classics.
Flash game's where it's at, bro. Flash game and mini clip, I think, were the 2 like OG you'd play in like your computer or whatever. But yeah, I remember like whenever we'd play games in school or whatever, or even just like as kids, it would always have like the intro would say Flash games, or the intro would say
mini clip, yeah.
Or the school computer would say like Flash games not allowed.
Yeah.
So and that's where N originated. Now they got N++ out on the Switch. You can play globally. And do you hold any solo world records?
No, I think the highest I got was like top 5, but those are so competitive. All the world records we hold were like duos.
Oh, so your world records, you don't hold only solo ones. You hold them with a partner.
Yeah, I hold them all with you.
Oh, I forgot. I'm also a world record holder. Let's go.
Exactly. Dude, we hold a lot though.
We held
The last time we played.
We didn't even finish them, but there was like how many? Like maybe like 100 co-op levels or whatever, or I guess like segments of 5 levels make up one chunk. There's like 100
Episode, I think it's called.
Episode. Okay, yeah. We didn't even play all of them. We played like maybe half of them, and out of the ones we played, we held most of the world records.
I'd say like 60% of them that we played, we got world record for.
Maybe if Dylan Tekka is out there, not forget about
We
you.
got beef with you.
Dylan Tekka competed with us for a while. There was a couple. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I just remember Dylan Tekka. Yeah.
It was always so fun. Like, oh, Dylan Tekka holds the record. Let's get him. If you're out there, hit us up, bro. We'd love to get in touch. Maybe do a collab.
That's a lie. We don't want to talk to you.
Well, good, bro. What else is up with you in life? Let's start. Let's go back. So, how did you get here to Utah, and why are you still here in Utah?
I mean, I was born and raised here.
Okay.
My family moved here in like '99, so
I
just
know your
before I
parents.
was born.
Your parents aren't from here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so my dad's from Cali, my mom's from Michigan. So yeah, they moved here when I was. She was probably pregnant with me when they moved here. I don't remember.
Okay. How many kids are in your family?
10 kids.
10 kids.
10 kids.
One mom, one dad.
Mm-hmm.
Any adopted?
Nope.
Any twins?
Nope.
Wow. That's super uncommon, relatively. Utah is where that would happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. 10. So, a lot of siblings, bro. What's the age range, actually? I know Steven's the oldest.
Yeah, he's 29. Youngest, Jonathan, I think is 12.
So, wait a minute. 12 to 29. What's the age difference in that? 17?
Bro, you used a calc to do that, didn't you?
A calc? What even does calc mean?
That's just short for calculator. I'm just using slang chat.
Okay.
Chat, if you're new here, calc is just short for calculator.
Gosh. Good griefs on YouTube. Shout out. You're the legend, dude. You've revolutionized online trolling. That's one of my favorite things to do on Rocket League too, is just toxically troll people.
Well, we're not even toxic most of the time.
That's true. Usually we just spam incoming. We rage bait. That's what I mean. I love to rage bait. Anyway, so sorry, 17-year age gap. So wow, 10 kids in 17 years is just horrific.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. So you were born in Utah. Did your whole family still live here in Utah, or what happened with 10 kids? I'm sure people had to leave around.
Yeah, so Alyssa lives in Wisconsin now. She moved like a month ago.
Is she the one that was dating like a soccer player?
Yeah, so he's playing soccer out there for University of Wisconsin at Green Bay, I think it's called. So he got a scholarship there. It's like almost full ride, so it's pretty sick.
Oh, that's way sick.
Yeah.
Is that what is that, D1, D2?
I'm not sure. I think it's D1, but I'm not certain.
Okay, that's sick though. I think the D1 soccer level is like really close to like USL, like right below MLS, and like some MLS player. I feel like it's like the same kind of
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's harder to think about like the European soccer tiers is pretty like defined and distinct, but America is just so weird with soccer. So I feel like D1 soccer is like at a similar level to the pros. So that's cool. Okay, so she's out of state.
I think she's the only one out of state right now.
Really? Didn't you have your sister move to Europe?
Yeah, so she was in England for 2 or 3 years, and she moved back December or January. So she's in, what's it called, like Cottonwood Hills or Cottonwood Heights, something like that.
Cottonwood Heights. Yeah, I've heard of that, yeah. That's like Salt Lake area.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of our Cottonwood Heights listeners. All of you.
All of them.
All of them. Okay, so why are you still in Utah? What are you doing?
I don't know. Like, I just don't really have any reason to go anywhere else. It's just easier to be here. Like, everybody I know is here, so.
Yeah, totally. What do you think? What do you say your favorite thing and your least favorite thing about Utah is?
Honestly, they're both kind of the same. Just like the church culture, because like there's a lot of it that I hate, but then there's like also some good things about it. Just like the community feeling is definitely good, but I don't know. Like as someone who's not a member anymore, like it feels like I'm just out of place here a lot of the time.
That's an interesting dynamic. So that's your favorite thing and your least favorite thing.
Yeah.
The culture of Utah and the church influence in Utah.
Yeah.
So the community feeling, yes, but feeling out of place sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What's the best place you've been to in Utah?
I don't know. I've been to a couple of the national parks. So I went to Capitol Reef this summer, and then I've been to Zion's before as well.
I heard the Capitol Reef experience was crazy.
It was kind of crazy. We were very much off the beaten path, and so there were some weird moments. We almost got stranded up a canyon, like a very remote canyon. Got out of it, but
Who's we?
it was me and my cousin Guts, my uncle Mike.
Okay, yeah, Guts. I have an episode with Guts. So that's cool. Shout out Mike for saving the day. That's crazy. Okay, so Capitol Reef. Where else?
I went to Zion's. It was a few years ago. Honestly, probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't really remember it.
Okay. Did you ever go to I think it was Zion's in high school? We hiked down the Narrows and stuff.
I don't remember that.
Dang, dude, that one was crazy because we got stranded.
Really?
We like finished one of the hikes we did was called Fat Man's Misery, which is basically this like some slot canyons, like hard to squeeze through or whatever. And I think it was that hike or a different one that we like finished the hike in this one area, and it's not like a common national park, like easy to whatever, right? So we finished it and we were waiting there for a while for like the others to pick us up, and they never came. And so we're like, what do we do? So it was like hours. We're all teenagers. Hours. And then like some random car came by. There's like not a road. I don't remember all the details if we were the ones that messed up where we ended at or the leaders were. One of the guys was like, oh yeah, you guys are so far away from like anything. Like I bet they will not find you. You have to have like, so I think, I can't remember, I don't want to get the details wrong, but I bet one of our leaders got in with those guys and tried to drive to town to like contact them. But also he would have to like remember how to get back to where we were. So the stranger was like, yeah, you guys should just like plan on like sleeping out here tonight. Like we're like in the desert or whatever. We're like in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, I don't know how long it was, but it was like dark when the cars came and picked us up.
Wow.
And they were like, you would not believe where we've been today. Like they were like, we were looking everywhere for you guys. So a lot to get lost around in Utah. But okay, so you think national parks are your favorite places to go in Utah?
Yes, like, I don't know, I've never been like a huge nature guy, but like that's kind of like the whole reason anyone travels to Utah is the national parks. So
I actually have a coworker, and she is from, I think, Virginia, and she just moved out here, and I was asking why, and she's like, well, I just love the national parks, and I wanted to like be around all the national parks. Utah's got some, plus we're like a day's drive from all the other ones. I'm like, okay, valid. So that's a great point. What about your favorite place to eat in Utah? And it needs to be Utah. You can't say Chili's.
I mean, there's only like 3 different places I really eat at regularly. Okay. And one of them is Utah local.
Okay.
So like Culver's, I've got one for like 4 minutes from me.
Culver's is Utah local?
It's not Utah local.
Oh, okay.
Rancheritos is the one that I'm pretty sure is just Utah.
Rancheritos
it's so good. I'd forgotten about it like after I moved out of Provo, because we had that one like right next to our complex. Yeah. But then I was thinking about it like 2 months ago. Like, yeah, I miss Rancheritos. There's one like 10 minutes from me, so I went and got some. Oh, it's so good, dude.
I forgot. So I like never liked Mexican food growing up until I was maybe like 21 or something. Then I discovered that I just didn't like beans. I hate beans.
Yeah, I don't like beans either.
And so, but I love everything else. And I've been to Mexico and Ecuador and love the food and stuff. And so I don't know when I started actually eating Rancheritos, but it was not until like a couple years ago I started. And now I love Rancheritos.
It's so good.
My little brother Dallin, he like, it was so funny. When I was living in Layton, whenever he'd come up and stay over, he's like, oh, my favorite place to eat in Layton is Rancheritos.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
You have one like everywhere. But he's like, oh, that's just the best. So we'd always get that, bro. What do you get at Rancheritos? I always get the Al Pastor burrito. Have you ever had that?
I haven't. I think the only thing I've ever gotten is the breakfast burritos. Because, yeah, those are cheap and they're huge.
Yeah, what do they call it? CPD, calorie per dollar. Massive.
But yeah, massive. I've always been big on that.
Yeah. No, same. Have you heard of Jack Flood on Instagram?
Mm-mm.
You look up Jack Flood. He's cool. He's not much of a content creator as he used to be, but he like ended up, just because of his videos, partnering up with Chipotle to get like a really good, he calls it QPD, quality per dollar, and CPD, cost per dollar, or calories per dollar. Yeah, he would show like all the things he found and this and that, and he found that Chipotle was pretty good for some of those things, and he ended up getting his own custom flood bowl at Chipotle. But yeah, he was big onto like that type of thing, like your Rancheritos burrito.
Dude, I remember, I think you might have been with us, but we went down to Juab for soccer, like freshman year. Uh-huh. We drove back with Joey Buck's mom.
Yeah.
You remember that?
At Wendy's.
Yeah, we stopped at Wendy's. Yeah. I remember she's like, yeah, you guys can each spend like $5. Everyone got like one item. I just got like 5 $1 items, and everyone was laughing at me. And they're like, wait, actually, that's kind of smart. Like, I got so much more food than everyone else.
It's so funny you bring that up, because that is actually like a weird core memory of mine that I
really?
think about like every few months. I'm just like, I remember that car ride. I remember that and I remember you said, I'm going for quantity, not quality. I remember you said that word for it, and I'm like, smart guy.
Yeah, I think that was our first high school game too.
Juab. I think so. I remember that game. Our coach was Jacob Rico's like brother.
Yeah, Nick Rico.
Do you remember when he has glasses broken at practice by one of the
is that
managers?
Negus?
No. That was a crazy story. We'll tell that in a second. But anyway, I remember that game. I sat on the bench the entire game. I'm like, bro, am I gonna get to go in? So I kept like sitting closer to him and like trying to make eye contact. Whenever he looked around, like, put me in. He put me in, not exaggerating, maybe 60 seconds. I was so upset, dude. I'm like, bro, this is GV. Like, just rotate the squad, bro. I don't even know how we did that game, but I was in there for 60 seconds and he subbed me out, and I was like, all right. But no, there was one time, I forget what happened, but it was Janessa, which, by the way, you remember Janessa? I saw on Instagram. She's like a world record holder for some kind of
I saw that. That's crazy.
I don't know if she kicked the ball at him or something happened, but ended up breaking his glasses. And he's like, oh, and she's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh, well, these are broken. Throws him to the ground, and she's like, I'm so sorry. That's so scary. But no, the Negus thing, that was crazy. So yeah, we're doing some drill, right? And varsity's on one end of the field, us and JV are on the other end, and Negus is playing goalie, and instead of saving the shots, he's just messing around, and he grabbed some of the extra balls and was throwing them at the balls we were shooting to mess around. And I don't think Coach Rico noticed until like he shot a ball or something, and Negus threw the ball at it, and just the angles were so perfect that it went and hit Coach in the face. He's like, oh, that's it, Negus. Like, you're off. I don't want you playing this weekend.
Wow.
You there for that, or were you playing with varsity? Landed with varsity.
No, I don't think so. Because, yeah, that was freshman year. I don't think I ever actually, like, practiced with varsity.
Okay.
So.
Well, I remember I was standing on the side of the goal, so I had, like, a great angle for that. And so he went over to Coach Solon, like, I don't want him to play.
Was that like before a game then? Or was that at practice?
Is that practice? Is that a practice during the week? I want him to play this weekend, and Coach Solon's like, okay, whatever, you're the coach. And then after that, Negus like blew up, like, yeah, ALA's never gonna win Reagan on Facebook. That was bad.
That was a wild time.
Crazy. But dude, he came back when Solon left. We had Coach Pemby, and he was way good. I remember seeing
he's a great keeper. Even our freshman year, like, he carried us at times.
Yeah, he's so good.
He clowned around sometimes, but he's a good keeper.
Yeah, he's great, dude. Remind me, how many goals did you score in your high school soccer career?
I can't remember. There's just so many.
You had to estimate. Oh my gosh. I remember one goal you scored on your birthday.
Oh yeah.
That was the best because it was my fault.
I think that would go down as a deflection technically, but
I don't know. I don't think the ball was going in until you hit it.
It was close.
I just remember I remember picturing, because it was just so funny. Like, even I scored a couple goals in high school, bro, as a defender. But I remember, like the ball was coming over to me, and if I had a vertical of more than 3 inches, I probably could have hit it. But it just went right over my head, and you thought I was gonna hit it. You're like, oh no, and it bounced off at you and went in.
Yeah.
On your birthday, that was so funny.
That's pretty sad.
And there was games, because also it has a golden goal, right? So when it's tied, it goes to overtime. It goes to like next goal wins, and you had like a shot off the bar. I remember in that one game in St. George.
I don't think it was close at that point. Like, I do remember that. I think we were winning at that point, though.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think.
It was Diamond Ranch. The pat kids down before the games. They don't have knives or something. Yeah, I remember that moment. And I was like, no, Michael almost got a goal for his career.
It would have been nice, too. Like, I think I dribbled a couple players, like, shot a curler. Probably. Keeper was so beat, and it just hit off the bar and, like, almost straight down.
So unlucky.
I was pissed.
Bro. So unlucky. I remember there was one game. I didn't go to it, but you get to travel with varsity because your brothers were on varsity and Coach Solon liked you, and they were just trying to pass the ball to you so you'd score, right?
Oh, like, give the ball to Michael. I think that was a home game.
Oh, really? I wasn't there.
I don't remember playing any road varsity games. Okay, but it was like some school I think it was like Telos or something. We always beat them by like 15 plus goals. And so I played a lot of that game. But yeah, they were trying to get me a goal before Daniel, and he actually scored that game and I didn't.
Oh man, that's so bad. That's so funny.
Dude. It was funny.
While we're on the topic, another core high school soccer memory, bro, was Wendover, when we went out there. Do you remember TT scoring 8 goals in one game?
Say 8? I thought it was like 5. I just remember we were struggling that game, and we ended up winning like, I thought it was 5 goals, like 5-1 or 5-2, and he scored all 5 of them.
Okay, yeah, he broke the record or whatever. He's a freaking go.
Yeah.
I remember after the JV game, you chugged a 2-liter Mountain Dew.
Was that the Wendover trip?
I'm pretty sure it was Wendover. I think it was on the bus way back from Wendover. You chugged a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. I mean, whatever. We're 14 years old.
Yeah.
But Coach Chittister, shout out. Sorry about your legal trouble we heard about. Look it up, bro.
Bro, the kid deserved it. Justice for Chittister, bro.
Justice. Free my guy Chittister. Coach Chitty was just so mad at you for not taking good care of your body. And the next day at practice, he's like, you should be in the best shape of your lives. Today, we're going to do this drill and run until somebody throws up. And I know who's going to throw up first. It was the kid who drank 2 liters of Mountain Dew. And then Michael finished the drill like second place overall, no problem, just running it. And they had other kids stopping and throwing up like, I can't do it. It was so good.
So funny. I think that was probably the moment where he like actually started to like me.
Really?
Yeah, because like that was pretty early in the season.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I think he was like neutral towards me at that point. I think after that he like started to like
He's
me.
like, okay,
yeah.
respect. You know who he didn't like? Simon Wadsworth.
Oh man.
He had a working relationship with him. It was weird because Simon was the best on our team,
Yeah.
but Simon did not care at all for anything Coach Chitty had to say, and he was so disrespectful. It was so funny. I remember I was on the bench for one of the games, and Simon's just like, "Oh, Coach, blah blah blah." It's like, "That's it, Simon. Undress. You're not playing." "Whoa, Coach, you want me to undress?" Whoa, just being so stupid. It's so funny.
He got kicked off the team for like 2 games and we lost both of them.
Yeah.
And so he got put back on.
Exactly. He got kicked off the team. We lost. Put him back on. Okay. You already told me about your family. Who has been the most important person in your life? And tell me about them.
I don't really have like one single person that's like the most important to me. I'd say just like friends and family. Like I have a few pretty close friends and I'm like pretty close to all my siblings. So any of them, I guess, but I wouldn't say there's like one most important person.
So if friends and family are the biggest thing to you, what would you say is the best advice you've ever received?
Yeah, that's another one. I'm like, I can't think of anything.
How about if you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice? What advice would you give yourself and what time in your life?
I guess just like as a teenager, like I just never established like good habits. So like even now I'm like feeling the effects of that because like school has not gone well for me, like college wise, because like I kind of just coasted through high school, but then you can't really do that in college. And so it's like way harder. Just the workload is so big.
I was gonna say, like, maybe in terms of work ethics, but in terms of like intelligence, like you were up there, dude. You showed up for school one day and said, "Why is it only juniors here? It's the ACT. Oh, that's today." And what'd you get? A 33?
32, yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. This guy got a 32 in the ACT. I took it like 4 times, maybe. I don't know. I had to pay for it. You're crazy. So intelligence, 100% there. But you think like if you could have had better work ethic and habits younger, that would help you?
Yeah, I think that would help me a lot.
Okay. Well, I mean, how old are you?
24.
Okay, so you're still super young, dude. There's still plenty of time to get your degree. And
I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel like it though. Like for how old I am, I feel like I'm way behind in life.
I think that too. Because some kids, you start at 18, you get your degree, and you're 22. Just your bachelor's, and I'm like, shoot.
But even in like Utah, like you got a lot of people going on their missions, but like even still, like we're the oldest ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've gained like recently a different perspective for just like, I don't know, like those type of comparisons and like at least like the industries we're looking into with tech and stuff. It's like not really that big a deal.
Yeah. It's like it's not a big deal, and like I don't know. Like I look at other people and I'm like I don't judge them for being older, but like when I'm the older one, like I feel it. I feel weird.
Yeah. No, that's valid. Imposter syndrome. Like you're not alone in that type of feeling.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you wish people knew about you? Like it could be to all the strangers out there that are gonna hear your name for the first time, or it could be to people you know. Just like what's something that you wish people would know about you?
I don't know. I guess like I got diagnosed with ADHD like a few years ago, which like I've told basically no one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
maybe that explains your...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that explains a lot of things. So, because like I always felt like failure just because like I did bad in school, or like not bad in school, but like
You couldn't
not
focus.
good enough. Yeah, I couldn't focus, and then like I got diagnosed. Like, oh, that explains a lot.
Wish I would have had that earlier.
Yeah,
Right.
it would have been nice. Like it didn't really change too much, but it just kind of like I felt vindicated, I guess.
Yeah, that's valid. Do they get you on good medicine for it and stuff?
No, I tried taking meds for it, and it just like didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like I know meds are like experimental, like you have to try a few different meds,
Sure.
but like my experience with those meds was like not good at all, and so I didn't want to take any more meds after that.
I saw it. There was some post I saw. I can't remember who it was from. It's like, I just want you to know that no matter where you come from, you can be successful. I have ADHD. I have dyslexia.
Oh.
I have allergies. And
Yeah,
everyone's like,
Noah
bro,
Lyles.
who cares?
Yeah,
Noah Lyles?
that was Noah Lyles. That was after I think he won a gold medal in the 100 meter, and he was like going through a different list of things. He's like, yeah, I'm depression, ADHD, dyslexia, allergies. Everyone in the comments is like, bro thinks we care that he has allergies. Bro thinks he has struggles because he has allergies. Like, did you not see everything else he said?
No, I remember that. I remember just
Oh,
it was
so
so
funny.
funny about the allergies. Like, you can overcome anything, even if you have allergies. Like, yeah, duh. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so
I mean, it's kind of valid for him though, because he's like a sprinter.
yeah. Well, I don't know why. There's so much Noah Lyles hate just because he said, hey, NBA, you're not world champion. Like, chill out. I think that's totally valid.
Totally valid. If you look at soccer, like whoever wins UCL, just like the European Championship, like they're pretty much the best in the world. But like they don't call themselves world champs. They call themselves European champs.
Exactly.
And then there is a Club World Cup that like the champions of each continent play in. And the European champs win that, like I think they've won like 17 out of the last 18 or something crazy like that.
For sure.
But like they don't call themselves world champs until they win the Club World Cup.
Well, yeah, and everyone knows like the best American football players is in America. The best NBA basketball is the best basketball players are in America, right? Everyone knows that, but winning the NBA does not mean you're a world champion, right? Winning the Olympics, right, for your country,
Yeah.
that's the world stage. If there was like some kind of basketball league champion from every country that got to compete, then you could say you're world champions. But yeah, just because you're the sixth man on the Golden State Warriors doesn't make you a world champion, bro. Like, yeah. So I think he's valid in that, but the allergies.
That was funny.
If money was not an object, what would you do every day?
Not much. I don't really have a lot of stuff I'm trying to do. Like pretty much my life is just make enough money to live, and that's it. So
Okay. Would you want to travel?
might as well. Like I think it'd be cool. I'm not like huge on traveling. Like traveling with people is like a different thing though.
For sure.
Like if I'm traveling, it's because I'm with somebody.
Definitely.
So I don't know. Like if it was like solo travels,
Doesn't sound as fun to me. And I know some people do that, like solo cruises and all that. And I'm like, that just doesn't sound like that fun to me.
yeah, it doesn't sound that fun to me either.
And what do you do for work, by the way? Sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Work at a solar company. It's just like an office job.
Okay, dope.
There's been some like crazy stuff recently.
Really?
Our parent company went bankrupt. Blue Raven did not go bankrupt, but like our parent company SunPower did.
Oh, SunPower.
Yeah. And so there are like bids for us right now, and like we had a meeting on Friday. The CEO of I don't remember what the company's called, but he's like the leading bidder, and some of the things he's saying, I'm like, oh please no. Like it was like a lot of exec talk too. So like one of the big things that like really pissed me off is he's going hard on like showing all these numbers of like, oh, this company makes this much in revenue per employee, and his goal for us was like 400K, and then like it was like it's honestly realistic. I think we're making like 250K per employee right now.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, it's higher than you would think.
Yeah.
But then on the same call, like 10 minutes later, he's talking about like we have a lot of SunPower workers in the Philippines, and so like obviously they pay them a lot less because like it's the Philippines.
Yeah.
And he's saying like, oh yeah, we pay them like 11K out there, which is more than a lot of Filipino workers make. And he's like proud of it. So like in the same call, he's saying he wants us to like produce 400,000 per employee, but he only wants to pay them 11,000.
That is poor taste.
Yeah, that's so poor taste. Like everyone at Blue Raven's on this call, everyone at SunPower's on the call, If it's like just the exact same, like, yeah, I get it. That's so like tone deaf. I
Yeah.
could not believe you said that.
Dude, that's funny you say that because Bailey used to work for a company that was like that. Where the owner was tone deaf, and she was like, "It was crazy. Like we were down in Provo the other day, and we like went to this taco truck. We had a big group of like 50 of us for this event, and we wanted to get food. And it said that it closed at 8, and we got there at like 7:55, so it was before 8." And the workers were just like not happy to serve us and like blah blah blah. Like we're giving you guys so much money by like, yeah, we're making you stay open a little later, but we're giving you so much money with our business. Why you says that? And I'm like, well, yeah, because these same employees get their same $10 an hour. That's so tone deaf for her to like think that all the employees are super happy.
Dude, yeah, another thing that the CEO said, he's like going in hard. He's like, he really wants hard workers for the company.
Sure.
He's like, if you don't want to make money for your owners, then like, what are you even doing? I'm like, is this guy serious?
That's like a meme right now. Like, I can't wait to go maximize shareholder value. You've seen those memes and stuff, like Davis Clark and whatever.
I mean, this dude's like 76. Like, I guess it's not surprising, but it was like, how are you saying these things?
So if it's like, oh, are we introducing profit sharing now?
I guess one thing that he's proposing is like he wants to start giving the employee stock in a company,
That would be good.
which like, yeah, like that'd be cool.
And then that would incentivize.
That would
bigger
incentivize,
picture
but
stuff.
still, it's like some of the things he's saying, like, you're crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, how are you saying this in a call with like everyone in the company? No one's gonna want to work for this
Everyone's
guy.
just so rallied around him.
Yeah.
Okay, in your lifetime, Michael, what impact do you want to leave on others before you die?
Honestly, I'm a lot more focused on like not being a negative impact than being a positive one. Like, I just want to be not a net negative.
Not net negative.
Everyone around me. That's like my biggest priority.
That's valid. Okay, I like that. Who would you say in your life has inspired you the most, and why?
I guess I wouldn't necessarily say like inspired, but influenced. Like, I think I'm a lot like my dad, and so just like a lot of the ways that I've seen like him parent is like a lot of stuff I want to emulate. So
I like that. Good old Hugh.
good old Hugh.
What's he up to? I didn't know you know what he did for a career and stuff.
He's like an accountant for the church.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you think you want to have like a family someday and have kids, or you think no?
I mean, yeah, someday, but like probably not in the near future.
That's another thing, dude, is that like in terms of like Utah culture and stuff, is like it's way more common to get married and have kids younger,
Yeah.
I think, than most other places in America and stuff. And so it's like, you're 24 and you don't have 3 kids? What is wrong with you?
I feel like that's getting less and less common though,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
good.
I bet average like marriage age or whatever isn't like in like the like mid 30s, I bet, in America. When
Yeah.
I watch like reality dating shows, which by the way, I love reality TV now. It is so funny, dude. To watch it in the background while I do homework and stuff is so fun. But yeah, I'm like, okay, most people are like, I don't know, they're weird dating era and stuff, and they're like in their 30s and stuff. And it's like totally normal. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you watch any reality TV?
No. It sounds funny though.
I gotta put you on, dude. It's so funny. It's so stupid. Last night we started watching the Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives. So funny, so stupid, dude. Okay, what would you say your biggest accomplishment is?
I don't know. There's not like a lot of things that I look back on. I'm like, yeah, I'm super proud of that. I guess like growing up, I was always compared to Steven, who was like the golden child. And so like everything I did was always being compared to what he did. And so like even a lot of the things that I think a lot of the things I did, like if somebody else did those things, I'd be like, yeah, good for you. But for me, it was like, I just don't really even care. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, it's also hard to be like, oh, this is my biggest accomplishment, but that's actually not big for other people. But like,
Yeah.
so it's hard to give yourself credit. But I think there's so many things that like you do that are hard, you know? If you were to start a business, what business would it be?
Business? I don't even want to start a business.
That's valid. How about selling cheap textbooks to kids?
Leave that in. I'll leave that in. Let's plug our business.
Yo,
I know this
semester
guy.
was tough, but I just found this cool company. I sent them an email. It's what was it? Textbooks for 20.00.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Not our business, by the way.
Not financial advice. Here's an interesting one. What's your earliest memory? The first thing you can remember about your life?
Earliest memory. I just remember like walking down the hall of like my childhood home, like at the same time my dad got home from work one day and just like being happy that he was home. I was probably like 4. I don't really remember a lot about it, but like it's a pretty vague memory, but it's like my first distinct memory that I have.
Well, it's always weird, yeah, like that, because I was just actually at the park the other day with my niece and nephew, and my nephew's like 2 years old, and I'm like, he will not remember any of this like consciously, but I think like the experiences of like, I don't know, having fun and knowing me and like doing these things will still somehow benefit him and like his personality and who he becomes. But like, I do not think he will remember anything that's happening. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird to think about. What does happiness mean to you?
I don't know. I don't really put a lot of stock in that word like I think a lot of people do.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of people will like, you ask them that and they'll have like this super deep answer or whatever. I think it's just like it's a pretty surface level word. Okay. Like it's important, but I don't know. It's like it's a surface level word to me.
What about like joy or maybe like true like fulfillment and purpose? Like how about that?
I mean, again, like I feel like you just look at the dictionary definition. Like I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know how you would like define that.
What brings you the most fulfillment and purpose then?
I don't know. Like not a lot at the moment.
Okay.
Like I'm just working some stupid job for a solar company.
Do you think this is like a dead end? Do you think you want to grow with this company? Like, do you know?
Definitely not. Like for now, I'm just getting a paycheck to survive. It's probably a dead end company for me. I don't really want to do anything with them, but.
How has faith or belief in a higher power impacted your life, if at all?
This is an interesting one because like I wouldn't say I disbelieve in a higher power, but I guess looking at how other people that do believe in a higher power, like how it affects their lives, is interesting because like I want that because like it gives people a purpose and like gives them kind of direction, which I don't have a lot of right now, but I don't believe it and I can't like force myself to believe it.
So would you consider yourself agnostic then, which is like you don't believe but you don't disbelieve?
More so, yeah. It's like maybe there's a higher power. I just think we don't know. Okay. But like the I guess the Christian version of a higher power, I don't really believe in. Okay. Like a lot of their doctrine just doesn't make sense to me.
Do you subscribe to any other religious philosophies?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm like full atheist. Like I think it's definitely possible that there's like a higher power. Like there's just so much we don't know.
Totally.
So.
How about like, so if I understand you, you're saying that you don't believe, but you do acknowledge like the benefits of people who do believe, and you want that type of, like you said, guidance or driving feeling in your life. Okay, yeah. So like, so you don't believe, you don't disbelieve, but you kind of wish you had that, I don't know, like the influence that organized religion has on people.
Yeah, not even necessarily like organized religion, just like a belief that like the things you're doing matter. Like in the long run. Okay. Like if you're not enjoying your life, then like what's the point? So
what are you most grateful for in your life?
I guess I'd say just like growing up in America, like we don't realize like how good we have it compared to most of the rest of the world. I'm kind of like on the low end here as far as wealth goes. But I'm still probably in the top like 10% wealthiest people in the world just because there's so much wealth in America and like we have so many things we take for granted for sure.
1,000%, dude. And it's interesting. In my like evolutionary medicine class, we talked about that, like how, and it's hard to understand the data, but like there's more depression and anxiety in America than anywhere else, but we're also the richest country. It's part of like not acknowledging our great position in life we have can be a big influence, but also it's like, well, maybe they just don't know how to collect the data in other places.
That's also true.
It's like, I don't know, other people are just so content with the things that are so normal to us, if that makes sense. Like they're happy to build a life that's like the lowest level that we have, right? And we're like, oh, I only make like 50 grand a year. Like I wish I was making more. You know what I mean? It's like
I guess maybe because like there's such a huge wealth disparity in America. Yeah. So like maybe we're just always comparing ourselves to the people at the top. And
especially social media, right? Yeah. Exacerbates it. It's like
for sure
we have more opportunities to compare ourselves to people than maybe other places in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, like how come I was born here and how come I wasn't born where that kid was born? Like I don't know, but it's like all I know is that I'm here, and because I'm blessed with this situation of being in America, I got to be raised in a family that, you know, the parents stayed together and were great and actually took care of me. I get access to higher education, like because I have all these things, it'd be such a waste if I didn't capitalize on that and try to help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that too, for sure.
I feel like that a lot of the times, and if I like slack off, I sometimes feel a little guilty. I'm like, dude, there's so many people who would like kill to be in my position. Like I really gotta like lock in. You know what I mean?
I know. I feel that a lot too, because like my life's not really going much of anywhere right now, and every time I think about that, like I'm in such a great position. Like I really had pretty much everything I needed to be successful, and I'm still not. And like I definitely feel guilt about it. So
yeah. But the other thing too is that a lot of people are in a position where like they can't change that, and so it's like that sucks. Like I'm in a crappy spot, and there's really nothing I can do about it. But the thing about you and me, and part of our awesome privilege, is that we do have the ability to change. That's the great thing about America too.
For
like
sure.
You can change anything at any point in your life and turn it around. You know, and so I think that's one of the reasons that I'm like grinding right now. I'm doing full-time work and full-time school.
Full-time Rocket League.
Full-time Rocket League, bro. Bro, we gotta get
the grind for Diamond 2.
The grind for Diamond 2. It'd be such a waste. Like not most of the world doesn't get to play Rocket League. It'd be such a waste if I only ended my career on Diamond 1 and then lock in 40 hours a week to get to Diamond 2. But
that's the mentality, bro.
That's the mentality. It's not a mindset, it's a grind set.
Exactly. Dude, also slightly related. Do you ever think about like what if we got a time machine and like brought someone from 500 years back to today and just like showed them all the crazy technology we have? Like how mind-blowing that would be.
Oh yeah.
That'd be so crazy.
I've thought about that a lot, and I'm like, dude, how would they? And I've seen some Instagram posts. It's like a Victorian child could not comprehend this sentence. Just like brain rot things, you know, like baby Gronk lived up Livy Dunn, Ohio skibbity, and it's like, bro, a Victorian child would die from reading that sentence.
Yeah.
Like 100 years ago. Even like 50 years ago, they'd be like, holy crap, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
And I wonder where we'll be at, like, if we were to time travel like 50 to 100 years in the future, like how mind-blowing would it be for us?
Well, it's also funny to think about because even like in my own generation, there's like a big disparity because my little brother is 13, right? And like when I was a kid, I remember when I was like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'd watch shows on like VHS tapes, right?
Yeah.
We'd go to the library, check out a new Blue's Clues VHS tape that I'd watch.
Classic.
I'd watch all week. You know what I mean? That's like the coolest thing. I had like a birthday party where we all watch a Scooby-Doo DVD 3 times, eat pizza and call it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then him at that same age for me, he's like laying in my parents' bed, like on Netflix, like clicking things. And I'm like, dude, like for me, it was like just a couple VHS tapes. For him, it's Netflix. And that's only like a 10-ish year age gap.
Yeah.
We're siblings, you know what I mean? So it's like, it is super exponential. And who knows where we're going to be. Like,
dude, internet speeds as well. Like when I was a kid, it's so bad. It's so slow compared to now.
When you see like, I see all the time, like movies and animations and stuff and how crappy I'm like, how did I ever like enjoy watching this? This is like so like hard to watch this old movie. It's like mid-2000s movie.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the quality's just so bad. Yeah, it's weird. It's exponential, dude.
It's crazy.
And I get so excited thinking about AI and stuff too. Like I really resonate with AI, and I think machine learning especially is where I think it's so cool. I'm working on this project at work, because it's like a global company. Right? I'm working on this data science project, leveraging like machine learning techniques with different data sets to look for like correlations and diseases and predicting stuff. And then like I'm in like a machine learning class at school, and it's just like so cool. And I'm like, okay, like I think I need, and maybe that's like a good place that you could move to, because like I don't know, I feel like the mundane tasks of like writing code will become obsolete at some point.
Probably.
But being able to like understand AI and machine learning and leverage that's where like you can't be replaced. Like if you really understand AI, then it's harder to replace you versus people who, I don't get AI, it's like, but they can do your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like that's a direction I really want to latch onto while I have the chance.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about some of the moral dilemmas. I was talking about this at work the other day. It's like with self-driving cars, like the technology is there and it's easy. If we made up roads and streets that no people were allowed and all the cars could commute, like think about this. Think about one car and you can travel fast. Think it's going 350 miles an hour, approaching an intersection with another car that's going 400 miles an hour. And it's junior high math for these computers to think in an instance of, oh, we're going to hit. How do we adjust this? and one car could speed up by 2 miles an hour, the other one could slow down by 2 miles an hour, and they would say, okay, now we're going to miss by 20 feet. You know what I mean? Like, it's super easy for that to be there, but the problem is if there's a human out there, right? The cars can talk to each other, the humans can't talk with the cars and stuff, and it's too unpredictable. So then you would have to ban humans from being in those areas, right? And then if you wanted to integrate it into our current road system, it'd be way hard because they can't predict what the humans are going to do. They can't communicate with the other humans, right? It'd have to be all humans or all AI. You can't. It's hard to have a mix.
Is that not possible to have humans and AIs on this road at the same time? Because like I think there are self-driving cars on the road.
Yeah,
it was like an Uber system.
Yes, definitely. It's a smaller scale. What I mean, what I'm picturing, it's a much smaller scale because you gotta think about this. It's like, how do you program a computer to say, oh, I'm gonna crash, like this human just slammed his brakes on me and I have to move. Should I hit these 2 old people or this one young kid?
Yeah.
And most humans would say, I mean, yeah, the old people, you know. But then it gets tricky and it's like, okay, do I crash into the back of this SUV or hit the motorcycle? And it's, well, I mean, SUV is a lower chance of getting hurt. Let's go for the SUV. But then it's like, okay, hey, everybody, the self-driving cars are programmed to hit SUVs and not motorcycles. I'll drive motorcycles. You know what I mean? An interesting one. I want to ask you this. I want to hear your answer. I ask this all the time to people. And those of you listening can think of your answer to this too.
Drop your answers in the comments. Like and subscribe.
If you had like a self-driving car, I had to crash. Where am I going to crash? You have 2 motorcyclists on you. One's got a helmet, one doesn't. Which one should the self-driving car hit?
To just make it random. I don't know. Random?
That's actually more fair. That's a decent answer. I feel like a lot of people first instinct is to say the one with the helmet. He's got a better chance of living, right? Let's preserve life. But that means that you're rewarding the guy who's being dangerous without a helmet. And you're punishing the person being safe with a helmet. Because now these cars are programmed to hit the guy with a helmet.
Yeah.
So then maybe no one wants to wear a helmet. You know what I mean? So there's just too many moral dilemmas that humans can't agree on that we can't program into a car to do that for us, right?
Yeah.
And I also think there'd be a lot of resistance. I think there'd be a lot of, like, if I don't know, if restaurants wanted to be completely AI, people might say, no, now that puts a lot of humans out of work. I'm going to go only support the restaurants that are run by humans. And then the AI restaurant goes out of business. So I think there's going to be a combination of like human resistance and moral dilemmas that AI, I don't know, just won't be able to like completely take everything or whatever. You know what I mean?
The AI taking jobs aspect of everything is like the most interesting part to me because I feel like AI is probably just going to benefit the people at the top and it's going to screw over the people at the bottom because they're going to be losing their jobs. And if you look at how fast it's advancing, like how many jobs are going to be obsolete in like 20 years.
Yeah. I think
it's kind of scary to think about.
And it's so fast, dude. And I think like Elon Musk is optimistic and stuff, but when he talks about that stuff, I'm like, bro, that is so scary. And he's the one who actually like knows what he's talking about, dude.
Yeah.
Like, made Tesla, owns X, like he's got, what's it called? SpaceX, like he's got all that stuff. And so when I hear him talk about it, I'm like, bro, that's sketchy.
I guess especially in America that's like so capitalist driven, there's not really much protection for the people at the bottom.
I think especially for us at our age, like we gotta stay on top of understanding AI and I don't know, being able to leverage that to help us. I do think a lot of mundane tasks could like help out our current. I'm sure you can think about your current role and how AI could help you a ton with your current role.
I mean, there's like a big portion of my job that they're trying to like automate right now. It's like I'd say probably not like a huge part of our department's responsibility, but I'd say maybe like 5 to 10% of it they're trying to automate right now. It's kind of interesting. I think the importance of certain skills are definitely changing too. If you look at like any software engineer, it's not really about like what you know, it's how good you are at like learning things.
Yeah.
Like just a huge portion of any coder's job is like just Googling things and being able to find the answers to things.
Oh yeah, most of your time is spent looking things up online to figure out how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Not just like, yeah, exactly.
It's like having certain skills, like it's just not as important anymore.
Yeah.
It's like how easily can you attain information and like do something useful with it. Or like in your case, like how easily can you utilize AI, something that like can be so much more efficient than you could ever be.
Yeah, exactly. When you think about like looking at the data and stuff, it's like just computers can do stuff so fast. And through reinforcement learning, there was a machine. Have you heard of the game Go? There's some like ancient, maybe Chinese game called Go or whatever. And they trained this robot on playing it, but they never told it the rules. All it was reinforcement learning, where you get rewards and punishments. And it tries some move and it says, not a good move, you lost. Versus, oh, good move. And a computer who can play this game 1 billion times in a second, right, can learn on its own, oh, these things give me loses, these things give me wins. And it's like the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? So like reinforcement learning like that, leveraging it, so cool, so fun. One interesting thing I was thinking about, dude, is like artificial general intelligence the other day. Talking a lot about AI, bro. It's just from school. I've been having a lot of conversations about it. And especially these large language models, and you're like, oh, I wonder if like Chat GPT can like think for itself and become sentient or whatever. But there was this cool analogy I saw in this video that I like. It's called I forget what it's called, but basically it's, let's say you're in a room, you have a job, and people are putting papers into this room, and it's all Chinese symbols. You don't speak Chinese, but you have a book in there that says, hey, when you get this symbol, return this symbol. When you get that symbol, return this symbol. And so messages are coming in and you're putting messages out. You don't know what any of it means. You're just following these instructions, right? People outside that box that are putting the Chinese in and they're getting Chinese out, they might think, wow, this guy is probably a native Chinese speaker. He knows what he's talking about. Or wow, he's giving me these great responses. But really all he's doing in the box is just matching things.
Exactly.
And it really can't think for itself. It's just a large language model. It's got tons of data and it knows how to match words and phrases with other words and phrases. And it can do that because it works 1 billion times faster than our brains. So it can learn how to be really good at matching words and phrases. And we think it's so smart. We think it like understands us, but it doesn't. It just is matching things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, the NFL just started the other day. Do you support any NFL teams? I don't know.
No, I mostly just follow like former BYU players.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'd say probably Puka Nacua is my favorite.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's so fun to watch.
Is he still at the Chargers?
Rams, yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy? Is one of my coworkers married Puka Nacua's high school sweetheart.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of nuts.
Small world, yeah.
Yeah, that's such a flex. Like just to be able to say like, yeah, my girlfriend, she could have married the best NFL rookie receiver of all time, but she picked me instead.
Yeah, that actually is true. Yeah, I don't follow any NFL teams, but there are like players I think are cool that I like to watch. I just like to watch it and be aware. Same with like European soccer. I like to watch it and be aware. Go for the underdog, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, in closing, Michael, what do you hope to accomplish in your life?
I don't know. Like, I don't really have like a list of material things I'm trying to reach. Like, I just want to reach comfort mostly. Like, I just want to be content. I'm not worried about making a whole bunch of money. Like, it'd be nice to have enough money that I can, like, just not worry about money, but I don't care about, like, being on top. I don't care about, like, owning a business, making, like, 7 figures. Like, I just want to be comfortable.
I love that. Okay. Well, Mike, thanks for coming on the podcast, man. It was good to have you.
Dude, thanks for having me.
But good to have you, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for being a person of Utah.
For sure. Thanks for having me.